I woke up today. I woke up this morning with so much excitement and energy. And I knew it wasn't coming from within me, but I knew it had to be coming from above. I knew that Jesus was going to do something with me and wanted me to do something, or prepare myself to bring forth a message. Because you know what, you get that kind of feeling when you spend time with Jesus. You can got to get a nudging in your Holy Spirit. You got something to say. And now that I'm on this path or this direction where I actually know where I'm going, and it's a part of No Daddy's Shoes, the event I'm planning to present in June of this year. I want to share a little bit of what you possibly will hear at this event, and I definitely want you to come. I want the young brothers to come because I think my heart is for you. You know what I'm saying? I look at so many young men, young, good-looking men. Just young, good-looking men who have I can see future, destiny. In their eyes, not all their eyes. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? It's not about looks. I'm not talking about your physical appearance. I'm talking about what your spirit is saying, or what's revealed from you. When I when I see so many young people, so many possibilities out there. There's just so many possibilities out there that you have right before you. But your decisions you make now, that's going to make the difference when you hit my age. And I pray that you go beyond 65, or 67, or 68. You know what I'm saying? You should be thriving to go as far as you can. And you can, if you can. And sometimes if you don't have the right information, you can't make the right decisions or choices. Um, so I'm doing my part. Now that I'm an elder, I'm no longer 20, looking fine. I can see that I'm changing. So, but I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Because it makes me see and realize now that in my time, in this season of my life, it's time for me to get back. And I was like, you know what? That's what life is all about. Is being a part of something bigger than yourself. And I'm just starting to realize my purpose. Now, it took me about 60, about 60 years for me to actually see the manifestation of what God promised me. So I'm acting on it. I'm acting on it now. I'm telling you, knowing Jesus early in life really helped me out. I knew Jesus when I was going to Sunday school. Sunday school. Mommy always told me, "Hey, you gotta go. You guys gotta go to Sunday school. You gotta go to Sunday school." I don't want to go to Sunday school. I don't want to go about it. You got to learn about Jesus. Little Johnny, you get to church. Yeah, but I was up there going to church. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Although I didn't want to, I wanted to play instead. I did get to know Jesus. I knew that name. I knew that name, Jesus. And I knew I could pray to him. I could ask him things. He would always love me. He would always care for me, no matter what. If something happened to mommy, I had Jesus. So I learned that early. We learned that early. But anyway, what I wanted to get at is what I'm feeling today is let young people know, no young men know. To be a man is to me, being a man is to recognize your weakness, your strength, and being able to recall your life, the mistakes you made, the positive, and just all the in between, because it's so much. It's not easy. I'm still growing. I'm still learning. I'm still becoming who God says I'm going to become. But I look at my young men and I see that the direction, uh, they you guys have more to deal with than I did when I was growing up. I mean, you can push a button and be anywhere you want it to be. In my day, I had to get to the destination. You know what I'm saying? I had to go through some stuff. to get to the destination where y'all can sit right at home and go click, 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 and you have arrived to your destination. But a lot of things can be missed in that process where it's quick. Your connection is quick. It's all about a photograph and a photograph and then another photograph and a little bit of profile. Come on, then it's a lot of profile and a little bit of photograph. Photographs in a paragraph will not give you the correct definition of what love is, what acceptance is, what forgiveness is, what hope is. You know what I'm saying? Getting caught up in a photograph and a paragraph can lead you in some strange places. You're talking about catfish, it gives you a whole lot of catfish. But one thing that I see that is in common with all of that, oh yeah, I've been on the profile. I had my photograph in a paragraph. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but that's another story at another time. Probably at No Daddy's Shoes, because it's all related. But anyway, what my point is for today that I was feeling is that to recognize this, it's okay for you to feel the way you feel unapologetically. You being yourself. You have always been yourself. It's just life happens. Things happen. You see things. You hear things. And you say things that you see and hear. And then it goes into your mind and it reads on down to your heart. So young people have to be able to, young people, you, my brothers, got to watch what you see, watch what you hear, and watch what you say. You understand? And I guess what I wanted to share today is that when I was growing up, the voices that I heard were just my mother and my sister. I never heard a male's voice. So I was scared of men. I was afraid of a man, you know. But now, I love being around men. It's something about the energy of being around men and hearing their conversations, just where they are now. I know when I was growing up, the conversation was all about tits and ass, and some drugs and sports. That was it. That was the communication I heard when it comes to men. Uh, men. Whew, man. And their voice was so deep and rough and straight. I was scared of them. I was scared of the sound of a man. And I was scared of the size of a man. Remember, I'm little. I'm a little man. And I was so little. Oh man, I was a little toothpick. But I was curious and I was full of life. But anyway, I just want to share that to you. It's just that I was afraid of men. I was afraid to be around them. Now that gives me the attraction to a man. I always believed that a man, when he's physically built and he takes care of his body, when I first saw a man and he was built, I looked at him and said, damn, look at that. You know what I'm saying? But I was a young kid. Sex had nothing to do with it. The man's body was just banging, boom, boom, muscles everywhere. It was like, whoa, damn, that was beautiful. To me, a man was beautiful. It was beautiful how he fits together. So to me, a man was beautiful. So I was always admired by the physique. And remember, I didn't see them. These were pictures. That's what I'm saying. What you see, what you hear, and what you say. It gets into your heart. So I was looking at a man and said, "Oh, I want a body like that. I wonder how he got that. What did he do to make that happen? Man, I want mine. I want my body. I started looking at my own body. You know what I'm saying? And wanted to develop it so it can look good. And then I knew how it made me feel to look at them. And if I saw when I was growing up and seeing my little body, take form, oh, it was on. It was on. We really worked it. But I understood then, but I didn't have a relationship with a man to show me properly how to build it up. Who was I going to ask? Who's going to show me? I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So don't judge another brother. I'm telling everyone, don't judge each other about how a person is because you don't know what they have to go through. You don't know what was their first impression. You don't know anything about them, but you're going to judge them, but you might be misjudging them. So I want you to know that it's okay to be yourself because you know your experience. You know who you are. You don't need anybody else to tell you what you're not. Don't ever let someone else define you by their opinion. They don't know you, especially if they don't even know your name. You know what I'm saying? Don't feel insecure. Don't feel insecure and don't run and hide. It's just another man's voice. Don't be afraid of a man's voice, not a boy's voice, but a man's voice. It's a difference. I like being around men, not boys. You can't learn, if you're a boy, you can't learn from a boy. You got to learn from a man. You know what I'm saying? You can't learn from each other if each other's not there yet. You know, because every person has a different experience that makes them who they are and what they believe. It's based on what they see, and what they hear, and what they say. Come on, Glow. So I just wanted to share that with you. That um, your early beginnings, your early impressions, they're very important. That's how you're molded. So if I'm around my mother and my sister, I'm thinking like them. You know what I'm saying? You think like them. That's what you see. That's what you see. That's what I saw. I'm saying it like that. For me, being around my mother and my sister kind of guided me and led me to my belief system, what I was thinking. You know what I'm saying? So, if that helps anybody to feel okay, then that's what it's really worth it about sharing it. Is the fact that, I was afraid of hearing men's voices or being around men. Now, I like being around men. It lets me see how I've grown, and I'm no longer affected by the way they sound or the way they look or present themselves. I'm not intimidated. I know him as being another man. He probably has his own story. You know what I'm saying? You follow me? It's a lot to unpack. But you're growing. You're growing. You're going to experience some things. You're going to see some things, hear some things. You're going to say some things. Come on now. You're going to touch some things. Like you're hitting a hot stove and you don't know it's really fire until somebody tells you or you feel it. Sometimes in life, you have to experience something to grow. You got to go through some adversity so you can see the light and see when it's peaceful. Know what peace is opposed to chaos. Because if you're living in chaos, living in fear, that's all you see. Chaos and fear. What you hear, what you see can put you in fear. It's all about the mind. It's what you've been exposed to. But I'm telling you, having a relationship with Christ early, if you can get to a relationship with Christ, these fears will not bother you. It won't hinder you. It won't stop you from reaching the place that you're supposed to go. Remember, you have a purpose here. You're not here just to sit there and build yourself up and get likes and get a paragraph and hope it, you'll get a communication, some communication with substance. Not one-letter words or four-letter words. You understand? You're more than a four-letter word or three-letter word. Come on now. You're not a top, you're not a bottom, you're not verse. You are a brother. Do not let that define you and put you in a box. You're still growing. You're still developing. Okay? Don't get stuck in that place. There's so much more to life. And when you have a relationship with Jesus early or in this point of your life moving forward, get to know him. Get him in your life so you can bypass some of this madness that I've gone through. You know what I'm saying? You will grow. Something in you is going to make you want to know what life is and what life has and what life will bring to you and what you will bring to life. Come on, Glory. Come on, Glory. You got something to bring someone else to life. Don't get hooked up and let the things of the world, the temptations of the world, keep you back from bringing forth your life to others. Come on. The enemy wants us, especially young men, to be defeated early. Early. Get you in your fantasies. Hook you up with what you see, what you hear, and what you say. Come on, glory. You need to be, you. It's best. I'm going to tell you what you need to do. But it will be best. My life would be better, had a different direction, if I heard someone tell me about Jesus, a man, not a boy, but a man, told me about Jesus and I could see it in his life. You can't just talk and not be about it. But I'm telling you, it's so crazy. It's not crazy, but it's amazing how the relationship with Christ, did it happen for me overnight? No, no, no. It's a process. It's a process. Enjoy the process. But let that enjoyment not be derailed by what you see and what you hear and what you think you want. You know what I'm saying? Go through it, but don't get stuck. Keep your focus, have a relationship with Christ. Allow him to show you who you are. Allow him to lead you in your direction. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful. You got to be careful what you hear and what you see and what you say out of your mouth. Your words have power. Your words have power. What you see, you must see beyond what you see with your natural eye. You need to be able to see and discern from your spiritual eye. And most of you, being young, don't know that you have that kind of power living inside of you. You have spiritual gifts that you have to unlock. No one's going to tell you about them. You know what? Nobody's going to tell because they don't know. You have to find out yourself. I know it now. I know it now. But I knew then I was knowing I was connected. Because when I saw a picture Bible, I got drawn to it. Being in Sunday school really opened my eyes or let me be curious about something different because I couldn't see it, I could read it, and the pictures were showing me what the words were saying. So come on now. I just wanted to say that this morning because it's so much. It's so much. I can't wait till we get into this arena and we talk about no daddy shoes and letting the power of God be released. And maybe, get you released so you can see through your eyes and know that you're a spiritual man. You have gifts. You have gifts and talents that God wants to use to make a difference in this world. You can see what's going around in it. And I bet you some of y'all don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. You don't know because it's what you're exposed to, and what you see and what you hear and what you say affects your heart. And what's in here is what you see and what you confess. So a man thinketh, so is he. It's in the scripture. You got to know the scripture so it can help you live a better life forward. That's my hope. So for today, I want you to know, be yourself, be your authentic self, but include Jesus in it somewhere. You understand? Get to know him. Let me plant this seed. Get to know Jesus so you'll know you and know your purpose and your destiny and where you're going. Is everybody going to follow you? Is everybody going to be cool to you after that? No, 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 no. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. It's not true. I can't tell you that. Because when you choose Jesus, other crazy stuff started happening. Because the enemy is like, oh, you trying to mess with my boy? Let me hit my boy because he doesn't know. You're not ready. You don't know because you haven't been spending time with him because you didn't know you should spend time with him. It will be best for you to spend time with him. But you're going to have to learn for yourself. I can't tell you. You're going to have your own experience. But let's have the thought in your mind to go check Jesus out. You understand? For yourself. So you can make a decision if it's for you or not for you. Okay, only you can make that decision. You can choose life or death. And don't look at it just a word. It goes beyond that. Life means so many things. Death means so many things. You know what I'm saying? But you have to learn it for yourself. You got to seek it out. You got to seek it out. You have to seek it out. No different if you were seeking out a job. You had to seek it out. You had to seek out the education to get that job. You had to seek out what is required. This is life. We all have the requirements. We have to choose good or bad. You learn that at home. What's good, what's bad. Understand? Because that's what life is all about. Choices, good and bad choices. Choose the right decision. Make the right choices and be discerning. But the only way you can get this is have a personal relationship with Christ. Period. Period. All right. Man, you are doing good. Y'all doing well. Y'all doing well. You are doing well. You know, keep moving forward. Don't let nothing or nobody take you off your path. Don't let them derail you. Don't let your eyes and your ears and your words derail you from a better life. All right. Love you, man.